Okay, so we have the Gemara over here. Today's daf is Nedarim, Mesech Nedarim Daf Tezvav. So we're kind of in the middle of Gemara. We just started a Mishnah. The Mishnah said, Koinim, let's recap the Mishnah here in the Gemara. Mishnah said, if somebody says, Koinim, I'm making a neder, Shani Yashon, that he is asking himself to sleep or to walk or to speak. And then the Mishnah said, if he tells a woman that he's asking himself and tashash from her, then there's an Isser Yachol, and that is Chal. So the Gemara brought out a brayso. If somebody says a similar neder with a condition, so he says, Koinim eina b'shina hayoim, if he sleeps tomorrow. So Yehuda Rav said, do not sleep today, because maybe you'll sleep tomorrow. Rav Nachman argued, he said, no, it's okay, sleep today, we're not afraid you're going to sleep tomorrow. Why? Because I could technically hold myself back from sleeping tomorrow, it's not a problem. So the Gemara said, Yehuda agrees to Rav Nachman that you do not have to hold off in a case where he says, I'm going to be asked to sleep tomorrow. If I sleep today, the halacha is he's allowed to sleep today. Why? Because when does Rav Yehuda say that is not careful with a Tanai? It's only if it's a Tanai in the Neder. So, like in the first case where he said Koinim einai b'shina hayoim im isha lamachar. So in that case, Yehuda said it's asur to sleep today because the chashash, maybe you'll over in your Tanai, you'll sleep tomorrow. But if in the second case where the Gemara is bringing, if somebody says, I won't sleep today, if somebody says, I'm not going to sleep tomorrow if I sleep today, and the halacha is he's allowed to sleep today because then he's going to have an isser to sleep tomorrow. And if it's an isser, a guy's going to be more careful. He's going to be more on top of his game not to sleep tomorrow because he knows that he's being over an isser, not stam, a tanai, where he's getting involved with. So that was the Gemara. So now, Zok the Gemara. Tanan. We learned in the Mishnah. We are the second line on Daf Tesvav Merav, Mesech Nedarim. First word of the line. Tanan. We learned in the Mishnah. Koinim Shani Yashin. If somebody says that I'm not going to sleep, it should also mean sleeping, or Shani Mahalech, or Shani Medaber, V'chulu, Mishnah said that there's an Isser of Layachal Devar. Affecting Mara, Hechidami. What's this talking about? If you want to say it's Tomar, like I said in the Mishnah, Shani Yashin, that guy said Koinim Shani Yashin, or Shani Mahalach, Shani Medaber, he's asking these things on himself. Mi have a neder, is it a neder? V'hatanan, Choymer b'shvuas, shashvuas chalas al davar sheish b'mamish, al davar shein b'mamish. We learned in the Mishnah, where is this Mishnah? Looks like it's a Brisa, Tesefta. That if somebody says that the Brisa, the Tesefta says that the Choymer b'shvuas on a darm, that it's chal on a davar sheish, something that's tangible, not tangible. Masha'inkin in darm, it's only chal on something that's tangible. So in came frekti Gemara, the shein a davar shein b'mamish, or the chor shein is a davar shein b'mamish. So how's another chal on it? Elo the Amar Koinim eina b'shina. It's talking about that he said, he didn't just say Koinim shina, because shina, sleeping is not tangible, you can't touch sleeping. So no, my eyes are not allowed to sleep. So he's asking, that's considered davar sheish b'mamish. He's saying my eyes can't get sleepy, they can't close. So Zok the Gemara, v'i d'loyav shiura. If it's talking about he did not give any sort of limit or shear, any measurement to his neder, meaning how long he's not allowed to sleep, for instance, he just charetz mashna forever. Mishaf kinale. Do we add the over isabel yachal? Do we just wait around till he's over isabel yachal? Eventually, it's going to happen, right? A guy can't stay up forever. But Amar Rabbi Yochanan shvur shel isha shloisha yom malkan. I say, Rabbi Yochanan says, oh, so there's a kasha. Kasha that's Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan says that if a guy makes a shvur that he's not going to sleep 3 days and you give him malchus because of shvur's shav, because a guy can't Can't go for more than 3 days without sleeping. But Yashan La'alt, and he's allowed to sleep right away, since the Shavua is not Chal. Even in the time that he could technically withstand his neder of not sleeping. So in came Frekti Gemara, who I did in a neder, that he can't be Makayim it, that it shouldn't be Chal at all. Why should it not be Chal? Because Frekti Gemara, we're talking about Shana over here, and we said that Shana is Davar Shana Mamish. No, I'm sorry. No, that the Gemara already answered to. Gemara said that it's talking about Koyim Eine, but Eine B'Shina. So the question was, if it's talking about the Loya of Shiura, Yochanan says that Malkan is it could be, what's it called? So Ella it's talking about. So Ella is like the Gemara. You know what it's talking about? It must be the Mishnah is talking about that the neder is chal. It says Koyim Eine B'Shina L'Machar Mishan Yayim. It's talking about he made a kind of a condition. He said that I'll be also to sleep tomorrow if I sleep today. And the Tana's coming to tell me that you're not allowed to sleep today in order to be Mekayim tonight. Why? Because of Chashash. Maybe tomorrow he'll go to sleep and he'll be over in his neder. So that's the Tana's coming to tell me you're not allowed to go. He has an Isser to go to sleep today. So Frekti Gemara, it's not possible to say like that. Why? Because Ha'amrit Kali Surah Mizdar. You said that in this case he is allowed to sleep today because tomorrow he'll have an Isser to sleep and he'll be careful on Isser and he'll be careful on an Isser. Okay, so it's not a question. The Gemara is just saying that that's what the Mishnah is talking about. When the Mishnah says Koinem Einai B'Shina, it's talking about in the case where he said Koinem Einai B'Shina L'Machar Imi Shana Yayim, and the Tana of the Mishnah is coming to tell you no, it is a question. I'm sorry, the Gemara is leaving out Takashi there. Again, so the Gemara is saying that it must be talking about that he says Koine Nishana L'Macham Ishana Yom. And L'char is like the Gemara in this case he's allowed to sleep today because he's going to be Nizar in the Isser to sleep tomorrow. So basically, the Gemara wants to know what is the case of the Mishnah says Koinem Einai B'Shina. If you say it's talking about, you can't just say it's talking about regular Shena because you can't make such a neder. Ned's not chal. The Gemara wants to say maybe it's talking Koinem Shena L'Macham Yishana Yom. The Gemara said no. What do you mean? It's not a problem. We said Kol B'Zur Mitzvah. He's causing himself to have an Issa tomorrow. We're going to say that a guy's careful with that. So what's the case that the Mishnah says that the neder is chal? That's the bottom line. That's Gemara's question over here. Just to clarify. So. Ela Pshita Zakti Gemara, you know what it's talking about? The Mishnah is talking about in a case, the Amar Koine Mini B'Shina Ayoyim Misha L'Machar. He's saying that he's asking himself to sleep today if he's going to sleep tomorrow. V'i Lo Yinayim Ayoyim. If he does not sleep today, Kinayim L'Machar. If he sleeps tomorrow, and then he's Mekayim his neder. My bal yachal devar ikka. The chur is no bal yachal because he's sleeping tomorrow and he's not sleeping today. So he's not doing anything wrong. He's not over an isser. He's talking about Mekayim the neder. Elalav. So what's the concern in the Mishnah? Elalav. Muzayin is talking about. But denyim. It is talking about he slept today. So then if he's going to sleep tomorrow, then he's going to be over in his neder l'mafreya. He's going to be over on bal yachal. So alma isi denyim. So we see that what? The Tana coming to tell you that what? That the Mishnah that he's saying is mutter for him to sleep today. And he can be samich on the fact that he's not going to sleep tomorrow and he won't be Mekayim his neder. With Yufter of Yehuda. It's kasha from the Mishnah of Yehuda. Because Yehuda says that he's not allowed to sleep today because of a chashash that maybe he'll sleep tomorrow. So basically, the Gemara is like backtracking and saying it has to be the case it's talking about. The Mishnah case, the case of the Mishnah that says Koinem and B'shina is talking about a case where a guy says Koinem Einai B'shina Hayoim Mishal Machor, and the Mishnah is saying that it's mutter for him, it's permitted to sleep today, and to be seimach on the fact that he won't sleep tomorrow, which is not like Rabbi Yehuda that said he's not allowed to sleep today because maybe he won't be Mekayim tonight tomorrow. So Gemara is saying it's Rabbi Yehuda, it's Takakash Rabbi Yehuda. So the Gemara answers that no. Kiktani. When is the Mishnah saying the Yoivel Mayachal? What the Mishnah means to say is the Inayim. The Mishnah is saying that if he sleeps today, then he's close to being over the Issa Vayachal if he sleeps tomorrow. And since the sleeping of tomorrow is only a Tanai, and there's a chashash that he's going to be over on his neder, and it's going to come out to him in a spiral, Mafreya, there's a Vayachal, therefore is also to sleep today, and like Rabbi Yehuda. So Fakir said the Gemara, no, this is Mamash Rabbi Yehuda saying. The Mishnah is saying Mamash like Rabbi Yehuda. That since he's close to being over al Bal Yachel, if he sleeps tomorrow, and then it's going to come out of Mafreya, that he's over on Bal Yachel, therefore do not sleep today, Zakta Mishnah, so that you should not come to be over on Bal Yachel. Ravina says a different teretz. I'll tell you, it's talking about that the guy says a regular neder, koyim shani yashin. That's what the Mishnah means. Kipshutai. And this neder is takanachal minatayra. Why? Because you ask on a davashem b'mamish, and it has to be chal on a davashish b'mamish. Like we have the Mishnah, koyim b'shuas minadarim. Umay bal yachel, and what does the Mishnah say? Yoyim bal yachel means midrabanan. So takanat talking about the Mishnah, not talking about this deraisa. So Eibezoi, the whole Mishnah Stam is to the Nidin of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda is handling Yisur Deraisa. The Mishnah is only handling Yisur Derabanan. Correcting Gemara, Miyikol Bayachel Derabanan, is shaykh to say such a thing that is Isder Derabanan Bayachel. So the Gemara yes, of course it is shaykh to say Bayachel on something that's Isder Derabanan. For Tanya, and like we learned in a Brisa, Devarim HaMutarim Achirim Nogam Han Isser, things that are permitted, that are mutter, and other people are neging them Isser, because they want to be pirish, they want to do more than what's required. You're not allowed to be matter in front of them and say it's mutter. And what the Gemara is saying, it's muchach from this brisa that it brings in layachal devar, and of course we're not talking about an isdar raisa, because we're talking about something that it was just a minig and an isdar abanon. So it can't be a isdar raisa layachal devar. So you see, the brisa is bringing layachal devar benigeya to say that it's chal layachal devar midrabanon and not the raisa. Zok Gemara Tanan. We learned in a mission later on Daf Zayin and Alf. If someone tells his wife, Koinim sha'at nanasli, Ada Pesach, he's saying, I want you to be asar on me until Pesach. Im telcha be'savich adachag. He makes it tonight. If you go to, he says, if you go to your father's house until Sukkot next year, then you should be asr until Pesach this year. So it's kind of similar to he's making a Tanai later on. So the halacha is holcha lefnei Pesach. If she went to her father's house before Pesach, then the neder is chal v'asur ban asr, and his wife is asr on him until Pesach. So zok the Gemara, holcha lefnei Pesach. It's dafka if she went before Pesach to her father's house, and we say asura. Then she's asur in his anoah because the Tanai was neskayim and the neder is chal. But lo holcha, but kozman she did not go to her father's house, then she's not asur in his anoah even before Pesach. And we're not choishish that maybe she's going to be mizalzel tonight neder, and she's going to her father's house after Pesach, because she technically said she's not going to go till the next Sukkot, which is after Pesach. And we see over here that but if she's not going to her father's house before Pesach, it's not usher. And we're not just like the Mishnah said that come out l'mafreya yo'ever and bal yachal. So it's mavur, not like Rabbi Yehuda that says that said that it's us to be over on the neder even before you mekayim it tonight, because you come to mizalz on the tonight, maybe over in bal yachal mafreya. And the Gemara, Amar Rababo, no, it is have to learn. This is how you have to learn the Mishnah. Holchu lefnei haPesach asura. If she went before Pesach, then to her father's house, then she's asur midiraisa until Pesach. Veloika, and she and if he gets hana, then he's loika because of okay, we're talking about she's loika. The neder's on her. It seems like the loika mishum layachol. But loyachol kolman she did not go, then asur ba'alma. Then it's tak only isem drabanon al chashash yeli over on the tanai, and like Rabbi Yehuda. Right, so that's what Gemara is coming out. That basically the Taka Shem is Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Yehuda's Isser is Taka Isser D'Rabbanan, B'chai Gabna. Zokt the Gemara, weiter. Ema Seifa. So Gemara is going to discuss this a little further. Ema Seifa, we've seen the Seifa of that Mishnah. What does it say? Achar Pesach, if she went to her father's house after Pesach, not before Pesach, the halacha is V'bal Yachol Dvari. She's over by Yachol Dvar. Why? Because now she's mekayim her tanai, and then there's chal, and it comes out that l'mafreya she had enough from her husband, and that was because of l'mafreya that was a problem. So Zok Gemara v'idolo yishani l'fnei Pesach miyika b'yachol. If she did not have any ana before Pesach, is there b'yachol? L'chor is no bayachol. She shouldn't have any ana. She wasn't over anything. Oh, pshita must be talking about this honey. It's talking about that she did have enough from her husband, and therefore when she went to her father's house, she came tonight after Pesach. L'mafreya comes out she's over bayachol. It's like the Gemara Alma Mishani. We see from this that you're allowed to have ana before you mekayim tonight, and we're not afraid that maybe afterwards it's going to come out that you're going to be over, and it's going to be the spiral of afraid that you're over by Yachol. So Vaita was saying, you see, for Rabbi Yehuda was saying that the Isser D'Rabbanan to go to Mekayim tonight, there's an Isser to sleep on that day if you made it tonight. For later on, the Chari you see over here that she's allowed to have ana, and we're not afraid that she's going to be that the net is going to go into effect later, and she's going to be over the mafreya. So you see, not like Rabbi Yehuda. But the more tifted to Rabbi Yehuda, it's Takakash Rabbi Yehuda that says that you're not allowed to be over another because of chashash. Maybe you'll be over in Beza on the Tanai. Zokti Gemara. Gemara, no, it's not fair because Kiktani. When did it say in the Mishnah? He went after our Pesach. Over by Yachel. That's talking about the Iyashani. That if she has hana until Pesach, and then she goes after Pesach, then it's her. Then it's her. The Yisane raise of Yachal Dvar. She has hana from her husband until Pesach, and then he goes after Pesach. He over Yachal Dvar. And the Mishnah saying, so Haguf in the Mishnah saying that there's an Isser for her to have hana from her husband until Pesach. Also chashash, maybe she'll go to her father's house after Pesach before Sukkot, and she'll come to be over Mayakol, and exactly like Rabbi Yehuda saying, that's the Gemara saying. Tanan, Zok the Mishnah weiter. It says in the Seifa of the Mishnah that we brought before in Daf Zayin, if a husband tells his wife, Koinim shat nenesli, he tells her, you cannot have ana from me ad hachag until the coming Sukkot. But So he says you cannot have a no until Sukkot, but with a Tanai, im tochel beis avich ada Pesach. If you go to your father's house until Pesach of this year. So halacha is halcha lefnei Pesach. If she went to her father's house before Pesach, and Tanai is kayim, and the neder is chal, and she's asur ban asur ad chag, and she's taka asur until chag, till the next Sukkot. Umutaras leilech achar Pesach, and she's allowed to go to her father's house after Pesach. Why? Because since he never asked her to go to her father's house after Pesach, the whole issue was only till Pesach. So Zak the Gemara's b'dayik holcha. It's dafka if she went to her father's house before Pesach, and that was his condition. Then she's not allowed to have a noah from her husband until the following Sukkot. But loy hochel, if she did not go to her father's house, then we did not ask her to have a husband, to have a noah from a husband before Pesach. And we're not afraid it's going to be over on the Tanai, and she's going to go to Beis Aviyah. So the Chayr Shver Yehuda that aser being over on a neder before you mekayim a Tanai because of a chashash that you'll be over on the Tanai, and it's going to come along afreya that you're over on Bayachol. Because we see over here that Dafka, if she went to her father's house, and then there's chal, she's also to have a no. If she did not go, we're not afraid. We don't tell her you're not allowed to have a no from your husband before Pesach. We're not afraid that maybe she'll be over on the Tanai, and she's gonna end up going before Pesach to her father's house. So we don't tell her, don't have a no now in case you end up going in 2 months, which will be 3 days before Pesach. We don't say that. That's not a problem. We're not afraid of that. What's pshat like to be? That was like tomorrow. Amar Rava, who adin? No. Who adin afilu loy hocha asura? Who adin does not go to her father's house? She's taka asura. No, 100% she is. Before Pesach. Why? Because they're afraid to be over on Tanai, and exactly what it says. And this is how you have to explain the Mishnah. Hocha, if she goes to her father's house before Pesach, asura, she's also d'oraisa to have a no from her husband until Sukkot. But v'loike, and she gets ma'akos al b'yachol. Loy hocha should not go yet. Asur ba'alma. Then the stam only is d'rabanan. Not that it's mutter, it's d'rabanan. Because of chashash, maybe she'll be over in Tanai, and exactly like the Shita of Rabbi Yehuda. Just she does not get malchus to the Nasana because she wasn't Mekayim Tanai. Meisvei. The Gemara is going to ask now another kasha on Rabbi Yehuda from another brisa. We learned in a brisa. If somebody says kikar zeu alai hayom, somebody asks himself this kikar, this bread, and he says it should only be chal im. Im is a condition. Im elech lamakim plani lamacher. If he goes to this and this place tomorrow. So what's the halacha? The halacha is achal. If he eats the bread now, harezim bal yelech. He's not allowed to go. He's also to go tomorrow to that place that he made it tonight. He's not going to go. Why? Because if he goes there, his neder is going to be kayim, and then he's going to be over on his neder l'mafreya because he ate the bread already today. It's too late. So it's mashma that dafka, if he ate, then it's chal to go. But if he did, but it's not also lechatchila to eat the bread. And we see from this, we're not afraid that we're not chayshes that he's going to be over on his night. So it's right to not like a Yehuda. So the Gemara miktani does it say in the brisa oichel, which is mashma lechatchila eat. Ochal ktani, it's mashma. No, it happened that he taka his ochal b'diavad, he ate as a mistake or he forgot or whatever. Dechi ochal harezah b'yelech. It's mashma taka that taka if he was over and he ate the kikar and it happened, then his taka gets an isser. But lechatchila is like the Gemara, he should not eat, and exactly like the Sfar of Yehuda, because we're chayshish and he has isser rabbanon. Yeah. Zok the Gemara Viter. The Gemara is going to ask Viter from this further on in this brisa. Halach, if he goes to this place where he said he's not going to go, the next day, Harezev al Yachad Vari l'mafreya gets the Isab al Yachad Vari on eating the kikar yesterday. Zok the Gemara is daik mahalach loy. Mahalach, it does not say mahalach. It says, it doesn't say, the Gemara's time is that it does not say that he's allowed to go on the second day to that place. So the Gemara's time is that it says, holach, if he went the next day, then he's Oyer B'Yachal Dvar. But it doesn't say, the Gemara's Medayik, it doesn't say mahalach. It doesn't say that he's allowed to go. L'chayr, if there was an isser to eat the first day because pen yava are on the condition, then he's allowed to go the second day. What's the shayla? Because l'chayr, he didn't eat the first day, right? Because he had an isser to eat. L'chayr Yehuda, like Rabbi Yehuda, should be isser to eat. The kasha of Yehuda, it's kasha of Yehuda. Amalach of Yehuda, who had in the listening mahalach. So Zok the Gemara, Amalach of Yehuda, who adin listening mahalach, who adin, and Ataka says mahalach. But Ataka could have said, it should have said mahalach. As Ataka no bal yachel. But ID, so why didn't it say it? ID tani b'reisha achal. Because it said in the reisha that he ate the kikar on the first day, and also he's not allowed to go on the second day. Deloy misnilei. Oichol could have not said oichol. Because over there in the ratio we just had, it's also for him to eat lachatchila. So therefore, Tani Seifa halach. It says the same lashon as Seifa, even though this lashon taka doesn't pass in the Seifa, because he's allowed lachatchila go. Zok the Gemara weiter. The Mishnah said, "Ha'im leisha kainim shanim shamshech." That this and Mashamashu should be Asar on me. Hareza B'Yachad Dvar is the Isser B'Yachad Dvar, and the husband Taka has an Isser to be Mashamash with her. Frakti Gemara. So the Gemara is asking simple question: how could somebody answer on himself and his wife in Tashmish? The Chayr is mechuyev deraisa, Torah is mechayev. It says in Shmos Parachav Pasuk Yud She'ero Ksusav Einasa Lo Yigra, and Einasa is going on Tashmish. The Torah is mechayev the Baal Tashmish, and just like a person cannot answer his friend's assets on another friend, so too he can aser on his wife something that the Torah says he have to do to her. Zakti Gemara, ba'omer anos tashmish achalai. You're right. Hitaka can't aser on his wife tashmish, but the Mishnah is talking about when he says he's asering the hanos tashmish achalai. So he's not asking on his wife. The tashmish itself is just a hanok from tashmish. For haloi kanichali betashmish. So since he's asking on himself the hanok from the tashmish, therefore the neder is chal, and he's not allowed to be mishamish. The Amar of Kahana, because Kahana says. So the Gemara is going to bring a raya that although the husband is meshubah to his wife to have it, and he has a chiv tashmish, he could ask on himself the nas tashmish. Why? The Amar of Kahana says tashmishi alecha. If a guy tells his wife kainim tashmishi alecha, the neder is not chal. Kaivin oisam shamashtai. We force him, and he has to be mishamasher. Shabud mishamas because he's meshubah to his wife a tashmish, and it's not in his hands to aser. But if it says kainim hanoas tashmish chalai, then the neder is chal. Aser she'im achil loyla adam davar aser. If he's asering the hana from it, then we say he's not allowed to be mishamish because we not feed a person something that's aser from him. So we see from this that although the wife cannot be mafkia the shibud from the husband, but she could ask on himself, on herself, the hana that comes out of it. And who had in the Baal? So I wasn't clear, but this case of Kahana is talking about the opposite. That a woman that tells a husband, I'm asking your tash from me, then we say this is a shibud. But if she says Hanas, Tashmish Mamish is the case that we're talking about, then we say you cannot force a mishamish because she's asking the Hana, and that she has a right to do so. Who had in tomorrow? In our case, we were saying that the husband could ask on himself the tashmish from the Hana from the tashmish, and we can't force him either.